31.2 points on 56% shooting, 11.4 assists, 6.6 rebounds, 2.8 steals, and 1.4 blocks.
Jordan off the steal!
The 1991 Lakers were spearheaded by Magic Johnson, who at 31 years old was playing what turned out to be his final full season. In playoffs, Michael Jordan was already a household name in the NBA. After all, he had won 5 straight regular seasons. Team success had eluded him, partly because the Bulls often relied heavily on him as a one-man show, and partly because of the tough competition he faced in the Eastern Conference playoffs year after year. In MJ's first 3 seasons, the Bulls never made it out of the first round of the playoffs. Sure, he was a scoring and highlight-making machine, even setting a single-game playoff scoring record against the mighty 1986 Celtics, a record that's still out there, making it easy for opposing defenses to zero in on Jordan. The 1987-88 season marked the first step toward changing that. The Bulls drafted Scottie Pippen, a versatile point
The rebound up court to Jordan. Michael a flip to Pippen. It's pretty.
In 1988, Chicago made it further in the playoffs, but only by 1 round. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Bulls were bounced by the Bad Boys, the Detroit Pistons. This same Pistons team would go on to end MJ's title hopes in 3 straight playoffs, using a carefully crafted defensive strategy, extreme physical toughness, and intimidation tactics. That defensive strategy knows at the point, we forced him left and doubled him. If he was on the left wing, we went immediately to a double team from the top. If he was on the right wing, we went to a slow double team. And if he was on the box, we doubled with a big guy. The other rule was, anytime he went by you, you had to nail him. If he was coming off a screen, nail him. We didn't want to be dirty. I know some people thought we were, but we had to make contact and be very physical. Despite making their first Eastern Conference Finals appearance in 15 years in 1980 season, and another heartbreaking Eastern Conference Finals loss to the Pistons. But by the 1991-91 regular season, the Bulls machine was finally firing on all cylinders. A bigger, stronger MJ, an empowered Scottie Pippen, and a cast of reliable role players carried Chicago to a 61-win regular season and the top of New York Knicks in the first round, then dispatched the Philadelphia 76ers in the second. Their long-awaited rematch with the Detroit Pistons in the conference finals displayed the growth and maturity the Bulls had developed over the season. Chicago swept the Pistons in dominant fashion. In a final act of defiance, most of the Pistons players walked off the court with 8 seconds remaining in a blowout loss at home, refusing to congratulate the new Eastern Conference champions. The Lakers, the third surpassing Oscar Robertson for the all-time career assist record.
Get it up. 2 on the shot clock with
New approach centered on a more balanced and nuanced system, built largely on spacing and finding open spots on the floor. Success in the triangle offense required teamwork and communication, as players needed to read each other's movements and react quickly.
There's what we talked about before, middle penetration, a fan pass to a reset of the triangle.
Phil Jackson envisioned the Bulls as a free-flowing offense, one that would prevent defenders from simply double-teaming the league's best player. The important thing, or more deliberate style of play. Despite the changes, the Lakers still had an impressive season, winning 58 games. In the playoffs, the Lakers swept the Houston Rockets in the first round and eliminated the Golden State Warriors, led by the Run TMC trio, in the conference semifinals. They then faced the Blazers in Portland to open the series and went on to win the Western Conference Finals in 6 games. Jordan wasted no time asserting his dominance in Game 1 of the Finals, scoring 15 points, grabbing 3 rebounds, and dishing out 5 assists in the first quarter on his home court. However, the Lakers leaned on their collective experience and Magic Johnson's all-around brilliance to stay competitive. They even built a 7-point lead in the third quarter, but Jordan was relentless, adding 13 points in the fourth quarter during a furious comeback attempt. With 2.7 seconds left, he launched what could have been a game-winning shot, only to watch it felt all too familiar for Chicago. Scottie Pippen was the only other Bull to score in double figures, and the Lakers walked away with a hard-fought win. Before Game 2, Phil Jackson made a crucial defensive point guard for the remainder of the series. Offensively, Jordan started slowly, scoring just 2 points in his first 20 minutes. Then, in true MJ fashion, he caught fire, hitting 13 consecutive shots and spearheading an 11-0 run that helped Chicago to a commanding 21-point victory. Along the way, Jordan delivered one of the most iconic moments in NBA Finals history, a mid-air switch-hand layup that left the crowd in awe. Game 1 miss. Under the bright lights of the Great Western Forum, he hit a clutch jumper over Vlade Divac to force overtime. With Pippen fouled out, MJ put the Bulls on his back in the extra period, leading them to an 8-point victory and a 2-1 series lead. Game 4 showcased Jordan's brilliance yet again, but it also highlighted Chicago's team play as the Lakers, taking fewer shots than usual, focused on facilitating, finishing with 13 assists and helping all 5 Bulls starters score in double figures. The Bulls cruised to a 15-point win, taking a commanding 3-1. Starters, Los Angeles came out fighting and even held a lead in the fourth quarter. Sensational triple-double, 16 points, 11 rebounds, and an astounding 20 assists.
A lead for Green.
30 points with 5 steals and 2 blocks, adding relentless defensive pressure. Still, it wasn't his scoring that sealed the game. Trailing 93-90, the Bulls called him the ball, and throw it he did. MJ fed Paxson for 10 of the Bulls' final 12 points, lifting Chicago to a 108-101 win and their first ever NBA championship. Jordan was named Finals MVP, becoming the only player in history at the time to average over 30 points and 10 assists in a championship series. Ever was in any of those championships by far, because they'd finally... Jordan's first championship wasn't just a rebuke to his critics. It was the dawn. Bulls, led by Michael Jordan and small forward Scottie Pippen, would go on to claim 5 additional championships over the next 7 years. History of the NBA. Jordan's electric dominance on the court and his larger-than-life persona off it transformed basketball into a global phenomenon. Under his leadership, the NBA reached an international audience that no American sports league had ever captured. Beyond basketball, Jordan redefined how athletes approach their career.